in Forza 2, we had people that were extremely creative at painting cars, at designing shapes, at tuning cars. And so what we wanted to do is we wanted to help some of those guys with a little bit simpler tools. So just like in Forza 2, we have our applied decals area where you bring the car in and you can go on each side of it and you can add 1,000 layers on each side of the car, right? And so if you look at the shapes, you know, we've got 18 tabs, 40 shapes each, you know. You can go through and do some really cool things. Let's see if we get some cool colors. Anyway, but you can add up to 1,000 of these things, right? And the cool thing they would make is they would make, you know, custom decals, custom shapes, some really exciting things. I think Chase got some of them here, you know, really simple stuff, right? And they'd put them on the car and then they would sell them on the auction house. What we found was that what they were doing is they'd buy the Mini Cooper, and that was the car had the flattest, largest roof. They'd use that, they'd use lines to make grids, and they would build shapes like that. It was really hard for them to try to make just these designs, not necessarily tied to a car. So what we did for Forza 3 is we added a vinyl group editor where there's no car, it's just the vinyl editor, right? So they can actually go through and, again, using 1,000 shapes, they don't have to worry about the car, they've got grids, they can turn them on, they can turn them off, right? And they can actually have this tool just to make these vinyl shapes. And so what that ties into is, this ties into that storefront we were talking about. So not only can they paint their car, tint their windows, apply decals, create vinyl groups, they can actually go through and upgrade their car and tune it. But what they can do then is they can actually go through and they can put this on this storefront. And so when you go to the storefront, you can choose, geez, you know, do I want to buy a tuning setup for my car? Do I want to buy a paint job for my car? You know, I'm just looking for a specific vinyl group. Or, man, are there people that make good photos or good replays, right? It's this kind of this collection of YouTube, people that are great content creators. We've created this tool that allows them to browse and consume this cool stuff. So we've got things, you know, you can go through and you can see, let's see, I'll go to Chase storefront, see if he's got anything up. So we've got on this is currently a Chase storefront. He currently doesn't have anything in here, but we've got a section set up just for tuning setups, a section just for car designs, just for vinyl groups. And oh, Che actually just takes some photos. And then some of Che's photos, right? So every time a user creates something in our game, whether they're taking a photo, saving out a design, saving a replay, we always ask them, hey, do you want to upload this to your storefront? And so with a one-button press, boom, this pushes right up to their storefront. They don't have to come to the storefront and manage it and all that stuff. So we can go through and we can look at all the photos that Che has taken. Let's see. We can go through, we can, I'm currently playing on Che's profile, but if this were me, I could rate it, right? I could mark Che as my favorite. So if I go through and let's go look at some photos here. So I'm going to browse photos by any make, any car, any environment. Let's choose Camino. It's one of our newer tracks. Let's see if there's any photos on that. Great. We found a bunch of photos based on this one track. I can go, wow, this guy's pretty cool. You know, I like what this guy builds. Let me go check out his storefront. It's one button press. I'm now at this guy's storefront. I can check out his photos, his replays. I'm like, wow, you know what? I really like this guy. He's not a friend of mine, but I want to keep an eye on this guy. You can look at his player details. I can view his friends in the storefront. I can view his auctions, or I can go, you know what? I'm going to add this guy as a favorite. So anytime that I play, I can just go into my storefront and go, okay, what are my favorites guys up to? Has he added any new content that I can check out? I can also use this on the leaderboard system. So, like, wow, this guy's really beating my time. I want to watch this guy. He's not a friend of mine, but I really want to watch what he does. I can use that favorite system for that. So like I said, people can, for these vinyl groups and these designs, they can assign prices to them. They can assign a certain quantity. Let me do some designs, some vinyl groups here. So someone made a Forza Helmbot, and he's giving it away. He's currently giving it away for free, right? And I can go, wow, you know, that's pretty cool. Let me rate that. That's 5 stars. I like that. I'm going to buy that. You know, it's free. Hey, might as well. So now I can use that. I can put that on my cars. And what this does is this guy then can make money off of not racing. He's just creating content. He's making money. People are rating it. and people are visiting his storefront, right? So this guy is becoming famous just for being a painter, be a good photographer, a good replay creator. So then what we do is when we come out to the leaderboards, we've got our standard, leaderboards tied to our different game types. But then we've got, graphic artists. Who's the best graphic artist in the community? Who's the best car designer? Who's the best photographer, right? And the same thing, you can go here and go, wow, this guy is the top of the board. Graphic, let's go visit his storefront. And I can come and I can go check, currently what he's got, all the content that they're creating. So again, the cool thing for me is, even before I started one career race, I was making some 8-bit characters, I was messing around. But every time I logged in, I had money waiting for me, right? So I was like, wow, this is great. Like, without even racing, I'm able to buy some cool cars. I'm able to make money and be famous for doing that stuff.
If I'm charging like an exorbitant amount of money for a design, is there a limit to the number of times I can sell that?
You as the seller can set as much as you want. You can say, look, there's an unlimited amount of these, and I'm going to charge 1 billion credits, right? The likelihood of people buying that is pretty slim, right? So what we're going to see in the community is people, they're going to be playing a price war, right? There's going to be this economical side of how people play the game. If you want to be like, we found in our community in Forza 2, people would be like, on the auction house tomorrow, I'm going to put up 3 of these cars. The only time I'm ever going to do it. Those auctions went for billions of credits, right? So these guys could go, you know what? I'm going to sell this design, only 5 of them, starting midnight tonight, right? And then the first 5 get them. So you better be there, right?